Welcome to the Jericho Force podcast, where we learn how to integrate faith into the work that we do. Don't conform to the world's way of doing business. Transform by doing business God's way. Here's our host, my husband, author, speaker, teacher, encourager, and stewardship coach, Jason Davis.
Are you a faith-based business owner who wants to honor God in your business? Do you wrestle with decisions, direction, and procrastination? Many Christian business owners worship God on Sunday, but struggle to live out their faith in the office Monday through Friday. Come gain wisdom, clarity, and growth as you learn how to walk in what God has called you to do in the marketplace. The FORTIFY Summit for faith-based business owners takes place July 18th through the 22nd. And it's completely free. It's a virtual summit, will take place online. The theme of our summit is Fortify Your Life, Fortify Your Business. We live one integrated life. We don't just go to church on Sunday and go into the marketplace on Monday and forget who we are and who God is. But you all have heard enough from me. Let's start going around to our guests on stage, our speakers. And folks, we got an all-star lineup. So I'm going to start out with my girl, Janelle. So folks, before she comes on, Janelle, I want you to tell them who you are and a little bit about what you're going to talk about, but I want to tee this up for everybody. Folks, Janelle is a powerhouse, and she's going to talk to us about what it means to build a team. You know, we've all heard that quote, teamwork makes the dream work. So Janelle, I was thinking about Janelle, co-vision here. Janelle, introduce yourself and just give us a little sneak peek about what it means to fortify your team.
Good evening, Jason. Good evening, everybody. I am so excited about the FORTIFY Summit. Listen, if you have not registered yet, please make sure that you do. Number one, it's free, but you are getting a wealth full of knowledge at this conference. You do not want to miss this summit. It is going to be amazing. It is going to be on fire. And those of you who don't know Jason, you are in for nothing less than an amazing summit. So my name is Janelle Reed, and I am the founder, CEO of Divine Career Solutions, which is an HR and business consultancy where I teach business owners and career professionals both how to deliver not just their inclusive workforce solutions, but also how to develop their people and their business processes. So it would just be befitting of me to talk about how to fortify your teams during this FORTIFY Summit. And what I'm really excited about to talk about is, and Jason, you hit a little bit of it, is that, it's Monday through Friday, right, is the grind of what we do, right, and Sunday is our day where we go to church, and sometimes we treat our business like that when it comes to having people, having the support, having the foundation, having the team. We want to keep we want to make money, we want to keep the revenue, but when it comes time to building the team, we don't want to invest and actually building the team and what that all really means. We do it sometimes out of necessity, or we'll just say, okay, I'm going to put this person here, or this person can do this, but we don't really look at building a team as an investment for the long haul, which it is, because when you hire, you're hiring for the long term, or you should be anyway, because people are always going to be your best and greatest assets to add value to your business, because without them, you have no bottom line. Without them, it's hard to make money. Without them, it's really hard to really push and thrive and grow the way that you need to, because as CEOs, you cannot do it all by yourself. You weren't designed to do it all by yourself. And so how you orchestrate the team so that you can stay in position as the CEO is crucial and vitally important. So I'm excited about FORTIFY Summit, and I'm excited to share some amazing things about building a team with you.
Janelle, why do you always do this to me? I'm already hyped and fired up right now. Janelle's trying to add more fuel to the fire. Folks, her session is going to be absolutely lit. That's just one reason to register. But now I see my girl Julie on stage. Now, Julie, same thing, introduce yourself. But again, folks, we've heard a lot over the last year and a half, last 2 years about the pandemic. We've become well acquainted with physical health. But with anxiety and depression being at all-time highs, it was mental health and emotional health that came to the forefront. And Julie is going to give a different take on what it means to fortify your health. So Julie, introduce yourself and give us a sneak peek about Fortify Your Health.
I'm so fired up about this. We're going to have some fun next week. So I'm Julie Wenger. I am a coach. I focus on identity and purpose and entrepreneur mentorship. And one of the journeys that I've gone through myself over the last number of years is this overwhelm and burnout and hitting some of the anxiety and some of the depression that often comes with that. And right now, particularly as kingdompreneurs, as entrepreneurs and business builders that are running, ministries we call businesses, often there is the combination of everything that's going on in the world and all of the pressures and the shoulds and the supposed tos that we see as, I should reach up to that, or that's what success looks like. Let's go after that. And we burn ourselves out. And then there's also attack, because when we actually stand in our power and we live out our calling, when we walk out that purpose with God, it's like, enemy doesn't want that. So we are going to talk about next week this combination of mental and emotional and spiritual health, because in addition to the fact that your mental health and your emotional health and your spiritual health is important for your business, because your business health is a direct reflection of how healthy you are, there's also this importance around, how do I make sure that I show up to be able to support the people that I'm assigned to? So we're going to look at everything from redefining who we are and stopping all the measuring up to the shoulds and the supposed tos, to building resilience and what the resilience spectrum looks like and how you evaluate where you are, and then getting back to neutral so that we can step out of these patterns that are running our life and that are sucking us dry, so we end up in these spaces of burnout and anxiety and depression and hopelessness and overwhelm. And we're going to talk about toolkits. And that's one of my favorite things. How do we build a toolkit that brings us back to our most powerfully authentic selves? I think that's it, Jason. I'm excited.
Is that all, Julie?
It's never all. For the sake of time, I'm going to just zip it.
Oh, I know.
Stage is yours.
They call her Coach Julie for a reason. So, again, we got Fortify Your Team, Fortify Your Health, and now this next individual equally gets me fired up. She is a wealth of knowledge, and we collaborate on many things. Tracy, introduce yourself. And folks, what Tracy is going to talk about is these things called skill sets. We all have them, but are we actively building them? Do you understand your professional DNA? Do you understand the God-given talents that God has given you? Are you walking in them? Are you confused about where you are? Is there a gap between where you are and where you want to be? Tracy, introduce yourself and talk to us about the teaser of what it will mean to fortify your skills.
Good evening, everyone. I am very excited to be here. Jason, thank you. I'm just very excited to be part of this community and to share and to learn from each of the coaches as well. So, what didn't you say, Jason, right? I mean, we spoke about, Coach Julie spoke about reinforcing, right, or fortifying your team. And I'm sorry, that was Janelle. Janelle spoke about reinforcing the team. Julie spoke about the toolkit. And the truth of the matter is, when you're dealing with your skill set, you've got to have that toolkit. But there's something that happens first, which is getting to know ourselves. And if we don't know what makes us unique, what makes us tick. If we don't know where our own strengths lie, then we don't know who we need to have on our team in order to help us succeed. As Jason was saying, God gives us certain talents. But the truth of the matter is, we don't always gifts and talents are. Sometimes we take the things that come easiest to us, we take those things for granted. So it's through a proper assessment, like the FORTIFY assessment, that we can really explore our professional DNA and then start to understand our own unique gifts and strengths, and then optimize, or shall we say fortify, these skill sets, these strengths, and know who to surround ourselves with in order to really make the best possible team and to create success for ourselves and for others. So thank you. I'm very excited about the summit. Back to you, Jason.
Thank you, Tracy. I appreciate it. And folks, Tracy's being very tame right now. She definitely unleashes the fire. You will see in her session, Fortify Your Skills, as we talk about the FORTIFY assessment on what it means, how it can help you, how you become self-aware, and how you walk in the gifts and callings that God is calling you. Folks, if you are listening, make sure you share this room with at least 3 people that need to be in here. These speakers are dropping all types of gems, and we're not even at the summit yet. This is just, you're getting an idea of the type of lineup that we have. This is why you need to be tuning in to the Kingdom Business Network. Make sure you hit the green house above me and follow KBN, the largest Christian entrepreneur group on Clubhouse, 100,000 deep. But you don't get to listen to people like this unless you're in the room where it's happening. And Tracy just is continuing to lay the groundwork. Now, this next individual, Kylie, I call her Debbie Fire. And you will see why during the summit. Julie already alluded to burnout. But folks, here's the thing about burnout. When you get burned out, you end up making decisions that you normally wouldn't. And we began to look at areas like time management. And Kylie's really going to dig deep on her framework and talk to us about what it means to fortify our time. So Kylie, introduce yourself and give us a sneak peek about Fortify Your Time.
Hey everyone, my name is Kylie Ota and I am a burnout recovery coach for online business coaches. I help female coaches in the online space heal from stress and design a business that isn't draining. We design systems that help you leverage both tech and team. Sorry, Janelle, she's the HR boss and she helps you to fortify your team. And when we're talking about how to fortify our time, so a sneak peek of what I'm going to be talking about is what I call the time wheel. So if you have a pen and paper, I'm going to introduce a little sneak peek of the time wheel here. So you draw a circle, cut it into 4 quadrants, just draw a cross in the middle. TIME, label the quadrants counterclockwise. And T stands for time, M stands for money. And now I know Siobhan is going to be talking about money and finances, but this is like how time and money relates to each other. So, right, I was a project manager in the oil and gas industry for about 19 years, and it was always, are we on time or under budget? And that would tell us the profitability of our projects. And when we're looking at time versus money, and like Janelle's going to help you talk about the teams and stuff, but we always have to think, do we need more time? And if we need more time, then we have to invest money to invest in our teams, like Janelle already talked about. Because if we're going to get things done, then it always comes down to time and money when we're talking about project management. And the I and the E on the time wheel is the ideas and the energy to execute. Because, right, a lot of us in the entrepreneur space, we have a lot of ideas. Like, raise your hand or put it in the chat if you have so many ideas, but you don't have the energy or the bandwidth to execute them, right? And so this is where looking at the time wheel, it's actually a burnout cycle, right? This is the burnout cycle that we all go through. Be like, okay, when we think about burnout, it's usually like, oh, I didn't have time to get everything done. So we really try to shore up our time. We try to shore up our schedules in order to get more done. When in reality, if you don't have the energy to execute on them, it doesn't matter if you blocked out this time block. Say, right, we're here. It's 4:30 for me on the Pacific Coast, right? If I blocked out this time, but I didn't have the energy to show up to present this, then it would be moot, right? If I'm not coming with the energy. So it doesn't matter if I blocked out the time to be here to talk to you guys. I don't have the energy to execute, then it's moot. So, anyway, that is a little brief overview. I could probably keep talking. Like I said, Debbie Fire, I get fired up. Like when Jason and I get together, like it gets fired up. But that is in a nutshell, like how to really fortify your time. I'm going to be giving some tips and tricks on how to really fortify your time. Some about time blocking, but actually why time blocking is a myth and why you should have more flexible schedules instead. But it's all in the scope of helping entrepreneurs recover from burnout. Because, like I said, everyone thinks we don't have enough time to get everything done. But what it really comes down to is we have too many ideas. And then, so I for the ideas quadrant, right? And then M for the money quadrant. Do we have the money to invest in the growth of our team? Do we have the money to invest in the systems and the apps or whatever that we need to deliver the products to our clients and our customers? And then again, E, do we have the energy to execute on all of those ideas? So that is how to fortify your time, sneak peek in review. And I will use the mic.
Absolutely love it, Kylie. Folks, she's already peeling back the curtain on the framework. I told you, see, even tonight, even on Clubhouse, we're getting gems. So you do not want to miss. I encourage you. We've got the link above us to register for the FORTIFY Summit. It's 100% free. It's a virtual summit. Our theme is Fortify Your Life, Fortify Your Business. We live one integrated life. God is with you from the boardroom to the bathroom. He is with you. He's with you in interviews. He's with you in parenting. He's with you in your marriage. He's with you in your money. He's in your heart. He is everywhere. And we're going to be talking about the fortified life. When you have the fortified life, you can fortify your business. Next up, I've got my main man, Corey G. Now, here's the thing about being in the marketplace, right? Believers, we still have to take a step of faith. Faith doesn't stop inside the four walls of the church. Faith continues because if you're building something, if it's a project, a new initiative, a new launch, if you're trying to decide if you should join a board or not, we're still taking steps of faith. In fact, Scripture says the just will live by faith. So, Corey, introduce yourself, and Corey's going to talk to us about what it means to fortify your faith. Just because we're in the marketplace, the steps of faith don't stop. So, Corey G., take it away.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't even know if I need to even say anything after that introduction. But my name is Corey Gibson. I lead a ministry called Corey Gibson's Ministry here in the Nashville area of Tennessee. And so I'm going to be talking about just the faith, having that faith, not just faith for faith's sake, but faith to get you to the next level of your business, the next level of your leadership, the next level of whatever God is showing you and wanting you to do in your life. And so I believe that God has some great things in store for us. When it comes to faith, we must know that God is always trying to increase our faith. He's always trying to get us to the next level in our faith. And so as we grow as business owners and leaders, as we grow as entrepreneurs, and whatever aspect of life that you're in, we must grow in our faith in order to get to the place that God wants us to go. And so that's what I'm going to be talking about and sharing about with you guys.
Amen to that, Corey G. Appreciate you giving us that sneak peek and that teaser. Folks, I'm telling you, you do not want to miss Fortify Summit. We start next Monday, July 18th through the 22nd. The link is above to register. Make sure you share this room. If there's someone that needs to be in the room to hear this, make sure you share it so they can be in the room where it's happening. And it's not just about us, it's about the God in us, because that's really what it comes down to. So make sure you share this room. This next individual I have known for 15 years of my life, dated for 5 years, and have been married to for 6.5 years. And in business, there's this S word called sales, right? We all got to sell. But my wife is going to talk a little bit about maybe something you hadn't really considered in the sales cycle. And I'll let her elaborate on more. But DeSola, babe, queen, introduce yourself and talk to us about the sneak peek about Fortify Your Sales.
Oh my goodness. I feel like this is like a long time coming. Hi, everybody. My name is DeSola Davis, and does that make me Mrs. Fortify, babe? Is that how this works?
Yes.
I'm Mrs. Fortify. And I am so excited and thrilled, y'all, to be sharing the stage with my husband and talking to you specifically about sales. And I know a lot of you as entrepreneurs, you've heard a lot of buzzwords around sales, especially if you sell online. You've probably heard things like your sales funnel and how it's so important to get the funnel right, like all these other things. And I'm actually going to be teaching you to forget the funnel and really embrace and master your customer journey. Why? Because we've been called not just to go and get sales, not just to go and generate wealth for wealth's sake, but to be change makers, to be transformers for the people that we serve. We've been called to be leaders. We've been called we've been given gifts in our own hands. We've been given ideas and innovations that transform lives, not just make dollars. And so I'm going to be teaching you how to master your customer journey, but also digging into this R word, this circulating around our environment, which is recession. And I know that recession is causing a lot of fear. It is causing a lot of anxiety. But the truth of the matter is, as children of God, we don't have to fear. And I heard something that I've really tapped into, even as I continue studying just the sales and marketing cycle. And in the wake of the recession, I had one of the thought leaders in my life basically say, I refuse to participate in the recession. And I would encourage everybody on here to just write that down somewhere. I refuse to participate in this recession. God is my God that is the owner of a cattle upon 1,000 hills. I serve a God of abundance. I serve a God who has the whole world in his hands. And so what is recession to me? All I have to do is continue to leverage my gifts and continue to show up for my clients. And I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. So especially if your business is experiencing a rut, you want to come to the Fortified and Sales training, because I'll be there. And customer journey is my jam. This is literally all I do. I don't do anything else but talk about your customer journey. It's a gift that God has given me, and I can't wait to share it with you. Babe, I know it's been a long time coming, but I guess we're here now. So let's get fortified. And I'm so excited. Thank you all. I am so thrilled. I'm Jason's biggest fan, and I have seen firsthand all of these things coming together. And I want to say just in public, thank you to all of the speakers, and thank you all of you, the Fortify community, for lifting my husband up and for allowing him to share his gift with you guys. He is so much better for it, but I know you all are so much better for it. So I'm going to yield the mic back to Babe.
Thanks, Babe. Folks, all I got to say is that we're in the same house. I get to go home with her, so that's a mic drop. Speaking of being in the same house, this next individual is a mentor of mine, a powerful man of God. And I don't know that if there's somebody more that has such a unique and more qualified position with the gifts that God has graced he and his wife with to talk about marriage. In the marketplace, what happens at home affects what happens in business. And the original team, before we hire people, before we partner with people, the original team is the husband and the wife. So, John, introduce yourself and give us a sneak peek about what it means to fortify your marriage. Oh, John. Uh-oh. Looks like you might have got a call. That's okay. John, if you just hit the unmute down there in the bottom right, you can come on and introduce yourself.
Oh, there it is. Okay.
Yeah, there we go. All good, John. All good.
Well, other than DeSola, I am Jason's his second most. He's definitely. I put a lot of value on Jason, and one of his biggest fans outside of DeSola, of course. And we're just glad to be here today, and very, very excited about this Fortify time that we're going to have, this Fortify conference. And you definitely want to be a part of this because of the value that we hear today. And just I'm looking forward to learning more about all the speakers. I'm looking up the profiles and just enjoying this time. So I want to talk about marketplace marriage support. Marketplace marriage support. You don't have to sacrifice your marriage to build a successful business. You don't have to. Business owners face unique challenges in marriage. And so we're going to talk about the value of a marriage plan. You know, think about people plan they plan a marriage event. I think the average cost now is between $30,000 to $50,000 for the event itself, and have absolutely no plan on how they're going to build their marriage. And I'm here to say that love is not enough. You have to do a little bit more than that. You have to have a plan and a strategy. And Sandra and I've been married for 43 years here this year. And we've worked from a marriage plan for nearly 25 years. Every once a year, we talk about how to build it. We're going to be talking about the fact that your marriage is or can be an appreciable asset. And what I mean by that, I mean the concept of marriage equity. Marriage equity. So your marriage is either a house or a car. It either loses value when you drive it off the lot, so to speak, and you divorce because the marriage no longer has value, or it's an appreciable asset. You're the worst you'll ever be when you get married and you keep getting better. And when you understand the skills that it takes to do that, to build what I call your home team, then you export those skills and abilities into building your business team. In fact, a solid home team empowers you to build a solid business team, and the culture that you create in your marriage affects or infects the culture of your business team. So we'll be talking about that. We'll be talking about how you can have a marriage checkup. You know, think about dental checkup, financial checkup, physical checkup, marriage checkup. That makes sense. So we developed some tools and some instruments to help you in that area. So I look forward to the time of sharing about marketplace marriage support, and be sure to sign up and get registered for this conference. Jason, back to you.
John, I appreciate it. Some of you all, what you just heard, that might be worth it just to come. Jonathan and Sandra, their material, they're going to compress probably what you would get at a marriage conference in compressed all in his talk. So I'm telling you right now, for the married folks in the room or those desiring to be married, that's worth it to come alone. And we've already had Janelle talk about team, Julie with health, Tracy with skills, Kyra with time management, Corey with faith, my wife, DeSola, with sales, John with marriage, and now Shavana. Oh, we've got the big one, right? What is the thing that the world thinks that everything revolves around? Money, money, money. And Shavana is going to talk about what it means to fortify your money. So Shavana, we know this is the thing that often is the stumbling block for many folks. So Shavana, introduce yourself and give us a sneak peek on Fortify Your Money.
Sure thing. First of all, I'm just honored because if you know Jason and now hearing DeSola, I mean, I think she went into everything that I wanted to convey, but you guys could have easily done this together. So thank you for having me. For those of you who do not know me, my name is Shavonna Perkins, and I am the founder of the Bougie Wealth Group, founded to help women create and live their luxurious lifestyle by teaching them the principles of budgeting, setting financial goals, and the most important thing, building and sustaining wealth. And so the numbers equation person in me really wanted to break down what fortify your finances mean. And if we look at the word fortify, that's really to make strong, to strengthen, to secure. And finances is just a big word for managing your money. And so as I went to the Lord, he gave me 8 tips to relate to you guys that will make strong, effective, and efficient the management of your finances. And a lot of times, and you may ask, how does this deal with, personal finance in general with our business? A lot of times we struggle with scaling our business because one of our goals, of course, is to make money. But most of the times we don't have that relationship with money and really understanding it and our personal finances that will sustain us. And so I think this is key, as everyone has mentioned, especially with the time that we're living in. The world says it's an inflation and recession and all of the above. But as Pastor Chandler said in one of our sessions, and I've kept it with me, God is not broke, period. And so God has promised that he'll take care of us and that we just have to do our part. And that is really just making sure we're stewarding and we're looking after what God has given us. Because last time I checked in Psalms, I believe it's 36:37, David told us that he's grown young and old, but he's never seen the righteous forsaken nor his seed begging for bread. And so I really just think that we have to do our part as Christian entrepreneurs, as financiers in the kingdom, and God will take care of the rest. And so please join us next week, and I look forward to seeing you.
Ooh, Shavonna, my goodness, she was starting to preach. I don't know about you all, folks, if you're listening, you're tuning in, you need to get registered for the Fortify Summit. These people, the speakers, this all-star lineup, they're accidentally sharing some stuff that they just say in normal, casual conversation. Imagine how the actual talks and sessions are going to be. It's literally going to be bonkers. It's going to be insane. Shavonna, everybody's getting me hyped and fired up. We still got two more people to talk to. So this next individual I've gotten to know very well. She is an excellent mother. John already talked about the importance of marriage, and we know the marriage is the foundation to build around the larger core, which is the family. So we know that work and the way God positioned work in the book of Genesis, that's the unit of productivity. But the unit of life is the family. And so Irina, aka the mom coach, John is going to talk to us about marriage. Irina is going to talk to us about what building and fortifying your family looks like. So Irina, introduce yourself and then give us a sneak peek.
Well, hey, everybody. I am so super pumped and excited to be here because this Fortify Summit, I tell you what, God has had me preparing for this for the last 3 weeks of personally making sure that my home stewardship is on point, just pulling out all the stops, that's and all of that. And I can tell you, Mr. Fortify is all about stewardship, right? We know that anytime we hear from him, we hear wisdom, we hear about stewardship, we hear, those kind of things. And it's been said so many different times. I'll go ahead and introduce myself. So my name is Irina Currington. I am the Resilient Mom Coach, and I am a mother of 6 young men who I'm so honored to be their mother. I'm also a wife, and I have a home business as well as I'm a mom coach. So I am excited to be able to talk about family because my oldest is just turned 17, and I have 2 twins who are 3. So I have them from preschool to high school, and I have been a mother. My motherhood journey has been 17 years, and there are so many things that I learned and have done wrong and have done, have had to adjust over the years. And so what I do is I empower moms, and especially moms in business, mom influencers, mom leaders, to really get the home front on point so that you can go into the marketplace and show up with purpose, presence, and passion in every area of your life. So what I'm going to be talking about is, it's already been alluded, Jason already did a wonderful snippet of what I'm going to be talking about as far as family. And we have heard all about team. We've heard all about health, skill sets, times, faith, sales, marriage, and money, right? And so what I'm going to be talking about is the family. And we know that the family is the first unit, the fundamental unit of life. And so before we even go into business, we start at home. We build our home team, right? And so you have to train your home team. That's what I'm going to be talking about, from the onboarding to all of that. You have to train your home team so they are on board, because what is, for a mother especially, what is worse than having your little ones just completely like kibosh one of your lives, or all of those things, right? It can, if you don't have your family on board, you can only go so far. And so I am really excited to talk about business starts at home, and just really getting that training your home team. So I am thankful for the opportunity to be here and just be amongst this wealth of knowledge right here on this stage, because I tell you what, I'm going to be taking copious notes from every speaker. I'm going to be looking forward to all the little nuggets I can glean, and make sure that you have signed up for this summit. If you haven't already registered, I don't know what you're waiting for, but go ahead and click that link above, because it is going to bless you, fortifying every area of your life. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Turning it back over to you.
Yes, sir, Irina. My goodness, folks, the energy in this room tonight is crazy. If you've been rocking with us for the last half hour, you are tuning in to the Kingdom Business Network, also known as KBN. We are the largest Christian entrepreneur group on Clubhouse with over 100,000 members. Make sure, I'm one of many rooms that run Monday through Sunday. So make sure you hit the greenhouse above me so that you're following KBN, the Kingdom Business Network. You won't get notified about great material and content like we're talking about tonight unless you follow KBN. Make sure you follow all the speakers on stage. Look at their profiles. Follow them on Clubhouse. Follow them on Instagram. Follow what they're doing, even beyond KBN and the FORTIFY Summit. These people individually, collectively, we're coming together next week at the FORTIFY Summit. But every single person in here individually is a powerhouse in their own right. So make sure you are following all the speakers on stage. This next individual, my man Dave. Dave and I go way back. And he and I, Dave, you already know how you get me fired up, man. But here's the thing. Everything that we've been talking about tonight gets fueled by passion and purpose. And Dave has a very unique story, and kind of like Liam Neeson, a specific set of skills to talk about the role that purpose plays in our life. You don't think you need purpose in the marketplace? You don't think people can tell when you lack a sense of purpose? Whether you're at a speaking engagement or doing a webinar or trying to sell, people can smell the lack of purpose. So Dave, introduce yourself and talk to us about what it means to fortify your purpose.
Thank you, Jason. Well, good evening, speakers and guests. This this is going to be something else, right? I told Jason before this that I was already struggling, but the more I listen, the more the fire is rising. So I'm excited, right, to talk about purpose, but I want you all to understand before I move forward in that you currently, right now, are listening to people that are discussing what it means to live on purpose. The whole point of life, the whole point of why Jesus gave us life, right, on this planet is so that we can be ambassadors for the purpose that he has planned for us since the beginning of time. It says it right in the Word of God. And I think sometimes it's easy for us to get caught up in the mundane activities and the difficulties and the struggles and the hardships. And we forget that we have been called to be partners with God on this planet. We are called to be partners in the mission that he's given each and every one of us. It's not just the speakers, it's everybody listening right now, right? And so as we get into the talk for the summit, we're going to talk about 3 different kinds of purpose. We have kingdom purpose, we have unique purpose, and there's even tactical everyday purpose. And all these different layers overlap with each other. All these different things that happen throughout our lives, there's a reason for them. Even simple things, Jason and I laugh because he brings up Liam Neeson, a specific set of skills. I didn't tell Jason this, but we watched a Liam Neeson, my wife and I, movie last night, and we were discussing the specific set of skills because we were watching the movie. And so just the mere fact that the Lord does things like that, he's letting us know that he is with us every single step of the way. I think somebody said it. Every area that we have discussed so far, he is already there with us, right? And if we could just recognize that moment by moment, our lives will be changed. It's undoubtedly true. There is absolutely no way you can't be changed when you realize that every moment is on purpose. And also as kingdom business entrepreneurs and leaders, right, we overcomplicate it, we overthink it sometimes. There's really only a few things that if you were just to simplify it all, we are meant to empower others, we're meant to protect, and we're meant to do it with a foundation of love. That is the whole purpose for why we're here, because the very one who lives in us is love personified. So that's what we're going to be talking about for the summit. Thank you all for the honor of being part of this.
Dave, you already know what it is, Dave. I'm already feeling it. I see people in the room feel it. And what better way to bring the room to a close? Folks, you've heard from every single speaker. Janelle Reed, Julie Wenger, Tracy Cowa, Kylie Ota, Corey Gibson, DeSola Davis, John Posey, Shavonna Perkins, Irina Currington, Dave Guressa. We had a couple that couldn't make it tonight. Lindsay Walker, Beth Copeland. Folks, you do not want to miss the Fortify Summit. The link is above so you can get registered. We're talking about what it means to fortify your life and fortify your business. And when you do that, you can fortify all your tomorrows. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. Thank you to all the speakers. Shout out to all the hard work that they've done in preparing. We've got 1 week to go, y'all. 1 week. So make sure that we're sharing the wealth, spread the word, post, follow everybody. Listen, you want to keep up with what we're doing on social media, make sure you follow all the speakers. We're going to be posting a lot about the summit. We're going to be doing a few IG lives, live interviews, again, to go and you learn a little bit more about the speakers. So we ain't done yet, and we are 1 week away from the first inaugural Fortify Summit. Don't miss it. I love you all. God loves you more. God bless. And you can catch me in my room, Fortified in Business, on Monday night, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time, here on Clubhouse inside the Kingdom Business Network. Again, you won't get notified about my room unless you follow KBN, Kingdom Business Network. I'm one of many shows that run Monday through Sunday. We talk about everything from financial stewardship to hearing God in your business to dealing with grief, all kinds of topics. Everything is in God's word, and God has the answer, and every show has a unique, customized ability to talk about God in their own way. So folks, make sure you get registered for the Fortify Summit. Make sure you follow KBN, the Kingdom Business Network. Follow all the speakers.
Thank you for listening to the Jericho Force podcast. You can catch us live on Wednesdays at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time and on demand. Check out jerichoforce.com/podcast for more details. To learn how to live out your faith in the marketplace, grab a copy of Jason Davis's book, Fortify, Being Rooted in God's Plan for Work and Business, available on Amazon.
You're listening to George Live Worldwide Podcast.